Hello everyone, Aoud, again here. I'm so happy to bring you today the video on perfumes that are not love at first smell for me. I have to admit, many of them are still challenging to be worn by me for different reasons, sometimes because of my skin chemistry, but most of the time it's also just a general taste, but I just wanted to have them in my collection. I would start with Miami Glow from Jennifer Lopez. This is quite famous on YouTube, and there are many people hyping this because it's said to be a very tropical and sexy, very attractive perfume. I really like the bottle design, and I like also Glow, the original, which I'm wearing much more often than Miami Glow, because this one is soapy and woody, but more in the way I feel like I can wear. On the other hand, Miami Glow feels a little bit more overpowering. Let me spray it. It feels a bit, yeah, it's a bit resinous, as if it has resin, and too soapy. I think I got it in my mouth. I struggle to wear Miami Glow, not only because of my skin chemistry, but also there were so many things that were told about it that I told myself, okay, I need to have it. And since it's pretty old, it's around for about 20 years now, so you really could find places where you could smell it. So people would blind buy these kind of perfumes, which I did. And since it's not too expensive compared to others, I just said, why not? I was having high expectations when I heard people talking about it. Oh yeah, I should have known better because it's compared to Oud Orange Intense from Fragrance du Bois. It's very similar perfumes. The first spray of Oud Orange Intense is very much reminiscent of Miami Glow. But what I like with Oud Orange Intense is more the dry down, something from the 3 hours, because while it's opening up like Miami Glow with a coconutty, juicy passion fruit with a grapefruit vibe, with a lot of soapy note, after the 3 hours of spray, it's turning creamier. Both of them are for summertime, but it's more peachy vanilla because Fragrance du Bois perfumes are very expensive and high-end perfume. I guess there's a reason why they are that much expensive. You can smell that the ingredients used are different, more potent, and also a little bit less linear than the cheaper version of perfumes. It's not a rule, but from my experience, you see some quality. So Miami Glow has a kind of hint of oud. For whatever reason, I smell oud. And this is very much off-putting for me, in particular when it's put on my skin. So that's the reason why I'm struggling to reach for it. I'm wearing much more Glow, the original. But both are very nice, but I would not advise people to blind buy them, even the original, because for people who are not really into soapy vibes, these might not be their type of perfumes. I have here a very interesting perfume. I didn't know how it smelled like, but I just heard people talking about this, and it was kind of itching me a little bit. I said, like, I would like to try that, and it's Mancera with lemon mint. I'm not particularly a big fan of the bottle design. However, on the video or on pictures, it doesn't really give justice to how high-end it feels like. It's a glass bottle. The cap is magnetic, if I'm not mistaken. The magnetic caps of Mancera fragrances are the new ones, but new doesn't mean that it's less potent. This thing is really nuclear. It's staying really, really low. The other day, I've been wearing it on just one spray. I put it on at around 10, took a shower, went to bed. I still could get a whiff of it. So I would not overspray that one because it's really that potent. Would lemon meat from Mancera? That was a mistake. I should have used the blotter paper. You see, this thing is really nuclear. So it opens up very aquatic. It has this aquatic feel, very minty, and also I got nose blind. That was so powerful. It has this citrus oud scent. This is how it opens up, but then afterwards the mint starts to bloom. It comes through. I know it doesn't sound nice, but just bear with me. Imagine very minty toothpaste, combine it with lemon, not the type of lemon that is so juicy, but the still raw, something that you cannot really put in your food or that you could eat, consume yet, but more in the way of ripening. So a little bit of bitterness coming with it. The peel of the lemon is still so strong, everything is just so raw. This kind of lemon, putting with the smell of a very strongly minty toothpaste, and then add a little bit of agarwood. It's really borderline skunky oud that is coming with it. I thought at the beginning maybe Pierre Montal was tricking on that one because this is not the minty lemon scent that I was expecting. Yeah, it's called Oud Lemon Mint, and this perfume is really the combination of all of these three. Everything in that fragrance is so powerful. Everything is just a lot. It's overpowering. Now, I cannot smell anything else. Even the Miami Glow, I cannot smell it anymore. I really enjoy the freshness of oud lemon mint. I would have preferred it though a little bit less oud dominant. That would have been perfect for me. I think it's a very valuable fragrance because Mancera fragrances price compared to other high-end perfumes, and I think Mancera is a high-end perfume. It's still $60 to $70 for 120 milliliter. I think that's very fair price compared to other perfumes that will not stay even 3 hours. It's adding very great value in my collection. I also have to say that Oud Lemon Mint has not been a love at first smell for me because maybe I was not used to this kind of scent, or I let it sit for some time now. Could be, but it turned a little bit less aggressive to my nose, and also it's richer. Things are more well blended. When I just discovered 2 or 3 months ago, it was really like you smell the mint, you smell the oud, you smell the lemon, and it's just like, I didn't know what to do with it. It's very popular on the masculine side because many men are saying that they are receiving lots of compliments from this perfume. So if you're into this aquatic tangent oud scent, then I would suggest you to have a look at Oud Lemon Mint, but this is not a safe blind buy. Sample them if you can, or at least go to the stores because they are not for everybody. Moving on with this beautiful green shade of Oud Lemon Mint, let's go now to Decadence from Marc Jacobs. I don't have the perfume right now, but I will put a footage on the screen so that you could see how excited I was while I was trying it. I'm very grateful that my best friend allowed me to keep the perfumes for some weeks so that I could have a full wear. I could see how it's developing over time on my skin. And I'm also very grateful that I didn't buy it myself because I do not think that Decadence is made for me. But I think it's a very beautiful scent. I would describe it as a green scent of a kind of leathery and warm spices. I can really get the plum mixed with saffron, and it's not too powdery. It turns powdery at a certain point, on the dry down, but not immediately. It smells very rich. This is undeniable. But this leathery note is, I don't know, probably the mixture of saffron and plum is really not working well, or at least not for my taste. And it's not the kind of soft and elegant saffron like in Baccarat or in Oud for Greatness, Oud for Glory. For me, smell the same. but it's more very strong spicy that you cannot really get rid of once you smell it. I really like the bottle design. I know it's not a criterion for me to get a bottle of perfume, but this is adding a great value to it. But still, that was not convincing for me to want to own it in my collection. Decadence for me, represents the early 90s summer breeze, and imagine somebody's wearing a perfume and is like 3 meters away from you, but you can smell it and you feel like enchanted to follow that person. It sounds contradictory because I don't want to have it, but I could see why they're really crazy about it. However, the hype around decadence was not only because of how it performs, the richness of the perfume, but also and majorly because it has been discontinued for 2 years. I think people are just getting crazy when they hear the word discontinued, which I will not discuss today. The way I smell decadent at the initial spray, overripe fruit with lots of spices. However, when I tried it here, as I say, for some weeks, I realized that decadence, it's very potent. It stays really long. I put it on a blotter paper in the living room, and then I left it there, or I forgot it there. It's all the same. I forgot it on the table in the living room, and after 3 days, I passed by, and it turned into less greeny because decadence is very green. This very dark green. I'm into herbal scents. I'm into green fragrances, but that one is way too green for my taste. So, as I said, after 3 days, it was left on the table, and I was wondering, like, what is smelling so nice here? And I realized that it was the blotter paper where I sprayed decadence. So, just to give you an overview, initial spray might be the reason why decadence is polarizing. On the other hand, dry down, it's really beautiful. But a similar scent profile, it's not a dupe, it's not something like they smell the same, but something going more or less in the same direction that I've really, really enjoyed is Nomade Naturel Eau de Parfum. This has been my scent of the day. This is more calming. It's rich, it's creamy, but you can wear it in summertime. I didn't feel like I was chopped wearing it. I think there's no Nomad range that I don't like. They are all so different, yet they share some similarity, and I'm just rooting for them. So if you want to have a more toned down version of decadence, a kind of twist to it, then I would wear Nomade Naturel de Eau de Parfum. It's also staying long on the skin and on fabric, so I would suggest you to have a look. Is it a safe blind buy? Probably not, but I think this is safer, definitely safer than decadence, this I can say. And this doesn't have that much spicy note in it. So that was decadence. So let's move to the next perfume that hasn't grown on me at all. Perfume is Sofia from Sofia Vergara. You can see by the dent that I practically didn't use this perfume because it's that estranged for my nose. So I'm a bit hesitant to spray because, yeah, that's what I meant. It smells very rich. It doesn't smell, like this cheap, okay, but yeah, it's like, again, here, the plum. Is it like, do you also feel like plum is most of the time when it's in fragrance, it feels a little bit overripe and rotten? Because that's more or less the same way I have here. Do I smell osmanthus also? It feels really off, and it's a pity because I like the bottle. No, it's massive, it's beautiful on the shelf. I have the impression that this touch of green leaf with plum is really off-putting. Strange, overripe fruit coated with waxy scent with a very screechy rose. I really cannot deal with that perfume. And it's compared to Coco Mademoiselle. I'm sorry. I don't think so. Coco Mademoiselle is a beautiful chypre fragrance. Uh, I really cannot do with that one. I will keep it, however, in my collection. And I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy it maybe in some weeks or some months. I will try to store it properly and I will see. Maybe I will grow on it or it will grow on my nose. Who knows? So let's move to the next perfume, which I think is worse than Sofia from Sofia Vergara. And you all know this perfume, at least you have heard about this. I grew up in a country where that perfume was not necessarily easy to reach or available. It's one of those perfumes that are famous, affordable, and long-lasting. I can grant that. It's really projecting, it's staying long, despite the fact that it's an eau de toilette. However, when it's bad, it's just bad. I do not think that it's a nice scent. This is Pink Sugar from Aquolina. Yeah, here it's a little bit bearable, but once I would spray it, I think I'm going to cry. So, oh my God. Okay, I instantly regret that. The bottle, although not looking particularly serious, I think it has a kind of playful charm to it. I was really intrigued when people talked about this. They say how nice it is and so cheap. And I said, maybe I should try that one. That was really a big disappointment. Just to put it simple, Pink Sugar is like a fragrance that is pink and very sugary. Or I would say rather burgundy, rather very dark red type of scent. Everything feels like it's burned here. People say it's a bit girly. It's not serious. I do not think it's girly neither, not serious, because this is really present. It's like, I have the impression that, it's a caramel, burnt sugar mixed with burned hair. And I feel like whenever I smell this, there's a criminal or somebody who's crazy forcing me, burning the sugar with hair and forcing me to smell it. I cannot understand why people could like this. I've seen reviews where people would just like on camera, they say like, what's this? And I said like, oh, you are so dramatic. But I think I know what the person meant. And I just don't want to have it near me or either sprayed on me or on women or on men. Some people say that it reminds them of a smell of new doll, plastic doll. I do not get that. Even the smell of a new plastic doll is, for me, it's pleasant. Yeah, maybe I'm weird, but that one doesn't have it. It's just like, I can't even appreciate the raspberry in it. Or it says that it has a very strong orange inside of it. I just cannot smell that. And yeah, I will put it back and I will keep it in my collection maybe, but I hope somebody else will be happier to have it. So probably we should move to the last perfume because that has been really burning my nose. The last perfume that I have here is from Haramain on the Oud Gold. This one here. I have to say again, this is a bottle that I really like. It's very massive. It's a glass bottle with a metallic cap. It's not magnetic, but it's very strong. It's not like something you feel like it's going to be broken or so. Yeah, it's very fruity, and I feel like this is the mixture of many fruits in one basket. I don't know anymore what is what. I used the same description for Carolina Herrera, Good Girl. That one is more like, it's too much notes inside of it. but too much and still not something I would despise. Here, Amber Oud Gold, a really weird combination. It feels as if you smashed, I don't know, 10 different fruits. And then when you put them together, you extract only the sourness of pineapple, the sourness of orange and other fruits. And then when you get this, you mix up with some type of not pleasant chemical things. That's how I perceive Amber Oud Gold. It's not the cheapest perfume, but it's often compared to Herba Pura from Gerjoff. I didn't try it myself, so it's still a very cheap alternative to Herba Pura. However, this is not for me. I did blind buy this, which was a huge mistake. Sampled Al Haramain fragrances. I wanted to get the tobacco edition, but I already have another one which smelled more or less the same, so I didn't bother to get that one. But it's not a perfume that I would enjoy wearing. If it's really your jam, then go for it, but it's not a safe blind buy. And that's what I wanted to say with all of the perfumes that I've been presenting today. They are not safe blind buys. If possible, try them beforehand. So that was it. Thank you very much for watching my video until the end. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you. If you didn't do it yet, please consider doing that. That would be really nice. Click on the bell icon also so that you will be notified when I will deliver a new video. Please share with your friends. And until the next time, bye bye, Filumi.